Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Hello, welcome again on my YouTube channel. I am Desca Yunita. I am a fifth semester student at Pancasakti University, Campus D in Bekasi. English education major. This presentation video was made to fulfill the assignment of midterm test of public speaking subject lesson. I will deliver a speech. Shall we? Stay tuned, keep watching, and keep listening. This is my speech. Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. In the name of Allah, beneficent, merciful, all praises be to Allah Subhanahu wa Ta'ala. Peace and solution be upon our Prophet Muhammad Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam. To the Honorable Mr. Yon, our lecturer of public speaking subject lesson, I would like to thanks to you who gave us the opportunity to deliver a speech. And hopefully, it will train us to be a good speaker. Thank you. Indeed, it is a pleasure for me in this wonderful occasion to deliver a speech to most honorable audience. I give the title to my speech, The Importance of Mastering English as a Global Language. Shall we to my presentation, to my speech? Dear audience, language plays an important role in human life. Once, twice to acquire, learn, and use language as a means of communication and as social symbol of humanity. By using language, people could make statements, convey facts and knowledge, explain or report something, keep social communication among language users. This indicates that by the means of language, people can express their ideas, feelings, informations, and so on throughout communication. As one of the world language, English is considered and applied as international of global language. English has become world lingua franca, which means English is a common language that people use to communicate when they don't deliver a native language. Okay, very good. I will show you some picture. I will take you travel all around the world. Keep focus. I will share picture on the screen. Take you travel all around the world. Yes, but it is not in the real meaning. I will take you to the map of the world. This is map of the world. Yes, this will convince us that English is global language. In this map of the world, we can define some continentals and countries inside it. This color describes the English speaker by percentage country population. Like this color, dark green, English speaker by 90 to 100% in that country population, and so other places. This is the current global language, namely English. So we are convinced by this fact. And then I will show you diagram. This diagram from the World Economic Forum, the English Proficiency Index in 2016 about countries best at English as a second language. They are Netherlands, Denmark, Sweden, Norway, Finland, Singapore, Luxembourg, Austria, Germany, Poland. And as we know, they are developed countries. They are fast in development. So I can conclude that English increase their development. For detail, I will give you the index of English proficiency for each continental. It's described by the color also. From this color, from a very high to the very low. Okay, this is for Europe continent. The blue one is a very high index English proficiency. And you can see here, this is Latin America continent. And I have also Middle East and North Africa index in English proficiency. Wow, this is low, very low in index English proficiency. As we know, countries in Middle East and North Africa are underdeveloped countries. They are slow in development. And in Asia, we can see some countries use English as a second language, such as Singapore. Singapore, developed country, because Singapore use English as a second language. I hope you agree with me based on these facts. But what is a global language? Or what are the benefits of a global language? Yes, I hope you agree with me. In my opinion, there is no official definition of global or world language, but it essentially refers to a language that is learned and spoken internationally. It is characterized not only by the number of its native and second language speakers, but also by its geographical distribution and its use in international organizations and in diplomatic relationships. A global language acts as a lingua franca, a common language that enables people from diverse backgrounds and ethnicity to communicate on a more or less equitable basis. So what is the benefit of a global language? Its wide use in economic, politics, and science fields, as well as the main tools of communication in media, such as radio, television, newspaper, and even internet. It will put you in touch with more people than any other language. People from all corners of the world can communicate easier because they share a common language. The world is becoming increasingly more and more globalized. Countries are more interdependent than ever, and with the advances that we have seen in technology in the last few decades, communication is instantaneous. For us to be able to effectively communicate, especially within fields such as international trade and economic, as well as diplomacy, a common working language is key. Media can conveniently inform us about the most recent news from all over the world. People can use the internet as a tool for research, which means more people are being educated about different issues. Global language is used in business, in trade or business area. English is a medium of communication among businessmen throughout the world. English is now used almost exclusively as the language of science. The adoption of a de facto universal language of science has, has, has had an extraordinary effect on scientific. By learning a single language, scientists around the world can access to the vast scientific literature and can communicate with other scientists everywhere in the world. Dear audience, it reminds me of what Abraham Lincoln said. The best way to predict the future is to create it. In my word, if you want to be a fluent speaker of English in the future, you need to make it happen. Nowadays, more and more people are dedicating time to study English as a second language. Many countries include English in their school syllabus, and children are starting to learn English at a younger and younger age. But what is the true value of learning English? I will continue to the picture. This is another picture. This is job vacancies, but I'm not going to open a job vacancies bureau. Yes, of course not. This is some facts that convince us the importance of English. Many companies put the qualification excellent proficiency of English or fluent in English as the requirement of the employee. So if you are fluent in English or excellent proficiency of English, you are hired. Next. You must be familiar with this picture. Yes, social media. We can't live without social media. Yes, because we are social creature. With social media, we can communicate with everyone, every people in all over the world. Maybe people from the Vietnam or from Russia or from Germany. You can communicate with them in English. Next. If you are travelers and you're fluent in English, it will help you a lot because in many countries, famous countries, all over the world, the direction complete by English. As you can see in the picture here, this is the native language complete by English. And this is also the native language complete by English too. It will help you a lot. Thanks. But if you are a scientists from all over the world, maybe from India, from Japan, from Philippines maybe, they write their journal, their paper in English. Hopefully, everyone can read their paper. That's good, right? This is a very convince us about the importance of English. And it's also remind me the quotation from the Thomas Edison. Thomas Edison said, "There is no substitute for hard work." In my word, learning any language is hard work. So prepare well. Put in the hours and you will achieve your goal. But it will not be complete without my own quote. English will make everybody survive everywhere and every era. These expressions remind us how important of English for human life is as global or universal language. English is not only enable us to communicate and interact with every people throughout the world, but also it could alter our life to be better. Furthermore, we also must be aware that the Western countries play extraordinary role in developing and keeping science and technology. Thus, if we want to be a skillful scientist, linguist, and be able to compete with the other, be able to compete with the other countries in the world, we must understand, master, and learn the language they use, namely English. Before ending this speech, let me conclude the essential points of my speech that the reason English important for us are English is a global language. Studying English can help you get a job. Learning English can help you meet new people. Many scientist papers are written in English. English is the language of the media industry. English is the language of the internet. Traveling is a lot easier with a good knowledge of English. English is one of the most important language for business. With English, you can study all over the world. English gives you access to multiple cultures. Plus, could a Greek philosopher have ever said, knowing is not enough. We must apply. Willing is not enough. We must do. Remember, keep on the straight way to the bridge of future. English. I think is completely enough for me to this point. The wrong utterances are caused by limitation of my ability, and the right one is Mary from Allah Subhanahu wa Ta'ala. So I beg your pardon. Finally, I say wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Thank you for watching. Hopefully, it will give you advantage. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and share. Thank you so much. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. See you on my next presentation.